Welcome back to Mongoose Coding. Over the past 2 years, we've developed some really cool tools and we haven't released any videos. So here's the first video in a while and we'll talk about our LSS. This is a loan servicing software for a local mortgage company. The main reason they came to us to develop this for them from the ground up is so that they can own their system and own their data. Previously, they were paying a monthly fee to use one of the big box LSS providers. Now they're saving that money every month and they have the reliability and the agility of owning their system. So let's dive into it. We're going to accrue and review some loan histories. We're going to manage these transactions and we're going to generate some forms and reports. So here we are. This is a beautiful, intuitive, familiar interface in Microsoft Excel. And because this is in Microsoft Excel, again, that means there's no installation process. All you need is a copy of this Excel workbook, which is obviously just a file, and access to the database, which is stored on the customer's shared drive. And this is true throughout all the solutions that we develop. Because they're in Microsoft Excel, there's no installation process and a very low learning curve. So right now we're looking at 46 Dearborn Place. I've obfuscated these numbers so none of the addresses are real. But let's take a look at another loan. I'm going to click on this box here and type place. So this means that we have multiple properties with place in the name. So let's take a look at Costello Place. So here we are. Here's Costello. Let's go back to Dearborn. And now why don't we add a transaction? I'm going to click this button, and this obviously means that we're going to add a transaction to the active loan, Dearborn Place. So here we're going to add a date. And this date picker was actually created by us here at Mongoose Coding. And this is important again to make the installation process easy and essentially non-existent. We've developed this within Microsoft Excel, so there's no drivers or no add-ons or anything to install. So here let's go over to August 17th of 2007. That should put us another transaction line right around in here. Let's not reaccrue the loan right now. We'll do that in a second. So let's requery this loan to see the new transaction we added. So here we are. Here's our loan modification interest. Here's our $55 and our test note. You'll have to excuse the side-to-side scrolling. I'm recording this video on a pretty small resolution. But why don't we edit this transaction before we reaccrue? So let's click on any cell in the row of the transaction and click Edit Transaction. So here's the $55. Let's make it $100. Test note 2, and let's add a memo. And we have to requery to get the data. So it's easy as that. Everything that we develop is supposed to be very easy to use. So why don't we reaccrue the loan now? Let's scroll down to the bottom. You can see the last transaction is in 2011. So let's click Accrue Current. These are just some options: when to accrue from, what to accrue. So look at that. So let's check out the loan details. This button just takes us over to this sheet here. So this is where you can review all the other information about the particular loan, make changes to phone numbers, contacts, etc. So why don't we go to report generation now? Here we have support to generate 4 different reports, and this is just the first phase of this project. In the second phase, we're going to add support for about 6 more reports, and this is the beauty of custom development. We can develop just what they need right now, and later as they define their objectives for the other reports, we can develop those as needed. So why don't we start with a monthly billing statement. We have the ability to generate one of these reports for all properties or just the current property. Why don't we start with just the current property, Dearborn Place, and after we'll do one for every single property. So it gives you a little progress bar. It doesn't take long because we're just doing one document. Here's a pop-up window that asks if we would like to open the folder into which the files were saved. Why don't we? And so here you see we have one document in Word document form and a PDF for the statement created for Dearborn Place. I won't open them because they have some sensitive info in there. But why don't we come back here and generate one report for all of the properties? We have about 200 properties in the database now, and so the progress bar is much more useful here. You'll see some properties take longer and some it rides right through. That's because some of the properties don't have any loan history at all, and so it doesn't create a report for those. Looks like we're finished and the same pop-up window comes. Why don't we open up that same folder? And you can see we have a whole bunch of properties in here now. So that wraps it up. Thanks for watching this long video. Let's schedule a meeting. I'd love to show you more about this solution or other solutions and talk about your objectives. The link to our screen share is down at the bottom. You can email me directly. My name's Lee. I'm the owner. Or you can call us. We'd love to chat with you. Thanks, and talk to you soon.